Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to spend about 20 minutes together to discuss a new online collaborative table, RowShare, and how we're trying to change and reinvent the way that we record information. So how we collect and share within an organization. If at this time you can't see my screen or you can't hear me, just let me know in the live chat and we'll get that fixed right away. So RowShare is an online table. You can find it at rowshare.com, and it's been around for about a year now. Its main focus is how we work within an organization. Today we're going to take an even closer look at its usage for a team within an organization. And so I'll start with some common scenarios that pop up all the time, every day. And some of you might already know RowShare, use it regularly, but for others, maybe this is your first time hearing about it. So we're going to start from scratch and make sure it's clear for everyone. So on the screen, you'll see we have a handful of situations that I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about. There's collecting information. Maybe you have people that work at a distance or are on site right now. Conducting surveys, consolidating information. Maybe you have a ticketing system, or you need a centralized inventory, or even things as simple as registering for training or other events. So what do people who have never heard of RowShare do? Some might spend a lot of time and money doing some research to find specialized software, but end up finding out that, oh no, we can't do that right now. Maybe it's not doing exactly what you need, or it's doing too much. So one of the other options is, okay, rapid development. We'll develop a specific tool quickly and within a certain budget, because the alternative is a long, drawn-out development that probably wasn't what you thought you were getting yourself into at the beginning. You can also try to find something that's a little friendlier on the budget. Find a tool on the internet for that specific purpose, but then the problem with this is soon we find ourselves using a different tool for every single process. Perhaps we'll go back to Old Faithful, Excel and Google, but as we know, these tools are limited. So then what's left? Well, you could do nothing, keep things as they have been, and wait until maybe another better solution presents itself. And that's where RowShare is different. This online table is very intuitive, and it allows you to share and centralize information. So we'll spend 5 or 10 minutes to explain, what is RowShare, and another 5-10 minutes to demonstrate it so you can see it in use. So at a glance, this is a table. But when we take a closer look, we can see that it's more than just a table. There's a number of features in here that you don't see in your standard worksheet, table, any of those. It's also not totally independent of other tools. We'll see later how RowShare works well with other data analysis tools, and how you can really modify it to your needs that way. Okay, so we'll start with a few features that you might be surprised to see in a table, but these are things that we use every day, and so RowShare aims to make it even simpler. So here, first thing that probably caught your eye was this column here. With RowShare, you can insert files, folders, and photos directly into the table. No more of this sending all of your files separately, storing them in a different place, or trying to pin them to the table and hoping that they stick. With RowShare, it is right there, easy to see. Another unique feature here is marked with a bell. This is your notification reminder column. So with this column, simply set a date and time, and the row owner and table owner will automatically receive an alert, an email alert. And in a moment, I'll go into further detail about this column here. But quickly, one of the core features of RowShare is that each row is assigned to someone. Each row has a row owner. With other tables, Excel, Google, when I share a table, everyone can see everything. Here, you can set a table so that row owners can see only the rows that they own. And we'll get more to that in a moment. But before we move on quickly, there's also a number of other visual column types, like checkboxes, votes, stars. It makes it all very easy to see what's going on and easy to input the right information. So how do I create my collaborative table? Well, it's pretty simple. You go to RowShare, make an account, sign in, and you'll have 3 options available to you. If you know exactly what you're doing, what table you want to make, you can start from a blank page, totally from scratch, not a problem. But maybe you've been collecting data for years and you have all this information stored in Excel sheets. Don't worry about copy and pasting it. It's very simple. You can import an Excel sheet and get started using the RowShare features with your previous information right away. But if neither of those options are really what you're looking for, maybe you want to start something but you don't know how, that's okay too. We have a catalog, and this catalog features table templates created by experts in a number of different areas. You have projects, marketing, HR, sales, administration, and these tables are there so that they give you an idea. They give you a place to start from, and they're totally customizable. You can add or remove columns as you see fit, no problem. We called RowShare collaborative, so what does that mean? For us, that means it checks all of these boxes. You can have multiple people working on the same table at the same time. You can access your tables, your RowShare account, so long as you have internet and a device. You receive alerts and notifications letting you know when changes have been made, when you've set those notifications, and you can set specific permissions and create groups and customize access rights that way. So what are we talking about when we're talking about permissions? Well, here we have a table that is employee monthly reports. And we see in this column here with the little person icon, this indicates the row owner. So the table owner here is Danielle, our CEO. And he has access to every single row owner's entry. And then we have Guilhem. And he is an employee, and we see him here in this list. But he's only the row owner of his own row. Yes. And so he can view only the information he adds, only that one row. He does not have access to any of the other lines that are assigned to other employees. And this little picture here just shows a form view, another way of inputting the information that we'll see a little bit later on. So to make it a little more interesting, with RowShare Business, we can add a hierarchy. And so in the middle here we have Antoine, and he is the manager to Guilhem. And he here has access to all of his team members' row entries as well as his own, but nobody else. So is that it? Is that all? Well, not quite. While smart rows and specific row access rights are a key feature to RowShare, you can also do more. You can use the data from this table to do other things, such as create standardized documents from table rows, or integrate your data with BI tools. Now, when you create standardized documents, you would have a template, add that template, and then each row in your table would generate a different page. All right, so now we're on to a little demonstration of how it works. Get a feel for it that way. Whoop. Okay, so we'll start here. I'm signed in here. You can see my name is Courtney Hansen. I'm the one giving the presentation. And we're in my organization. So my organization for today is Contoso. And I can go into my folders. I can create a new folder, create a new table, set authorizations, but for now I'm just going to go into this folder test. And I can see that somebody has created a physical inventory already. But for right now we'll do a live demo, and I'll go into my create a folder, or create a table. So here's the catalog that I mentioned earlier. You can see we have projects, marketing, HR, etc. And this catalog is constantly growing, constantly being curated to meet your specific needs. And we'll choose one. So along the top here is where we can see the different ways of inputting or creating a new table. So we can start from a blank page, we can input our Excel files, or we can start from a template, which is what we'll do now. I'll do this one. I think that looks great. Perfect. So normally you would click create and start with a blank table that keeps the column headers and types. But for right now, we'll use the table with the template's existing data just for a demonstration. Alrighty. So here I have my item name and product number, a nice photo, a lovely drop-down list, etc. But what we're interested in showing right now are the access rights. So right now everything is assigned to me. But what if I decide that I want Donna to be in charge of this Dell laptop? So you see now this row is assigned to Donna. When we go up to our share, we can see that by default guests can view his or her own rows and add and edit nothing. This means just lost my train of thought. I can add or edit nada. Okay, so let's take a look at what this means for Donna. So I'll just put in the proper link. Okay, thank you. Gosh darn it. I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, cool. So now we have this, and we can see that Donna only sees one line. We see up here, I'm signed in as Donna, and this is all that Donna can see. She can't modify anything. She can open up the picture, but that's it. So what happens then if I go back into the share and I say can modify his or her rows? Refresh the page, take a look, and now it's changed a little bit. I can now edit. I can say, yes, this is really a laptop. Maybe it's a printer or a monitor. I don't know. But I now have the ability to do that. So that is the general access rights, assigning a new row to someone. All right. So now is when I would add a generated document and show you how that works, but I don't have one right now. So what we would do is go into this Documents tab and select a template. Don't have one. That's fine. Go into here, click to upload. I'd pick one. Cool. Generate a document. Head off to that way. And that's great. All right. And one last thing before we leave this page is I'll show you, I mentioned Excel syncs before. So clicking the Excel button over here, we can then go into different ways to export our table. You see there's a number of different file types, but what we're really interested in right now is this Excel sync, read and write. And what this allows us to do is to use our RowShare table in Excel in real time. And there's this yellow button at the top. These enable editing, enable content. That's totally normal. Yeah, and so when you're all set up, this will appear. And the great thing about the Excel sync is you have all of the same functionalities and all of the same access rights as online in RowShare. So here, if I decide maybe I want this laptop to be a printer, maybe it's a printer, I click there. Alrighty. My sync button isn't working. I'm not sure why it's grayed out. We'll try another one. Okay, so now we've synchronized it. And I go back. Nope, that wasn't the right back. Cool. Go back here, take a look at this column. We'll see suddenly there's more printers. Who did that? Okay. So that's it for, so we'll return to the presentation now. If you have any more questions about the demonstration, just let me know. I shouldn't talk like this during the actual thing. Okay. So some of you might be wondering, who are those 4 ex-Microsofties that were mentioned in the invitation? RowShare is brought to you by Softfluent, a company that's been around for 11 years, RowShare only 1 year, and Softfluent was founded by 4 partners, formerly from Microsoft, Danielle, Simon. I'm not going to say their names because I cannot say it in English with the proper accent. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, moving on. So there are 3 different versions of RowShare. There's the free version, which you can access anytime online now, and it's totally free. You have access to these visual tables you can create, and the template catalog is also online, accessible for free. The automated access rights for read and write and viewing that we saw earlier, those are also included, as well as integration with Excel and notifications. So all those features in the demonstration that you just saw are available with the free version. With the business version, it is not free. It's available for a subscription. It provides a private collaborative space for your company where you have access to advanced rights and this hierarchy system, which we saw a bit about at the very beginning. And shoot, I forgot to ask about these 2 things: Active Directory, Office 365, Google API integration. I'm not sure how to talk about those. And of course, with the subscription, that also grants you priority support, unlimited data storage, and for smaller companies or groups, if you'd like some help, getting on your feet, figuring it out, we do offer a bit of training. And this 3rd version is not available yet. It's coming 2017. In addition to RowShare Business, or similar to RowShare Business, instead of being in the cloud, you could set it up to be at your office with your provider or in your cloud. This is RowShare on premises. All right, and so with that, I'd like to say thank you for listening to our short presentation. I'm not actually sure how long that was. I think it was a bit too long, but ask me questions, and that'll be great. Cool, cool, cool.